Hello, oh my hearties. Very good evening to you. Saturday night, nothing gets past me, and it's Scottie McClue with you, just for you, saying dinky do. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the internet phone in. 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment for not just one nation, but for all the nations of the world. We love that. Thank you very much. If you've just joined us, there's Kareem. Hello, Scotty. How are you? Hello, Kareem. How lovely to have you with us, and a massive dinky do. The lines are open if you'd like to give us a call. That would be amazing. Fantastic stuff. And it should be working. Andy's just joined us. Dinky do SMB. Welcome. Lovely to have you with us. Hello, Scotty. How are you? Says Kareem on the YouTube as well. Amazing stuff. Hello, all. Hello, Kareem. Good evening, Scotty, says the wonderful Tony Mac. Good to hear from you, Tony. And I'm glad all is well. Scottie McClue with 1 hour of superb, scintillating information, education, and entertainment just for you. And saying dinky do. Now then, who else have we got here? Fantastic. Kareem, you should be able to give us a call, so do let me know. Excellent stuff. Lines are open, as I say. And we'll see how we're getting on there. Susan has joined us. Excellent, Susan. Well done. And dinky do. So there we go. Now then, so much to talk about tonight. Koch, we're not going to get bound up in too much politics, because a lot of people don't quite understand what they're talking about. If you want politics, get on to Scottie McClue's YouTube channel, subscribe, watch the videos, get on to TikTok, look at the TikTok videos as well. Who have we got here? Hello, you're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Thank you to Scotty. It's Kareem. How are you?
Kareem, excellent. Well done for getting through right away. And I'm glad everything's working.
Yes, you can hear you crystal clear.
Fabulous. Now then, and we should have a good quality of line.
Yes, no, I can hear you fine, Scotty. No gremlins, everything going fine.
Now then, touch wood, he says, patting his head.
Yes. How's your week been, Scotty?
An excellent week, Kareem. Very, very busy, of course, as you will know. But a very, very good week, and just glad to be getting into the swing of things again, shall we say?
Yes, well, do you know, I obviously first week back at work, I came home yesterday and I fell asleep for 3 hours.
Oh, you're big
I
exhausted.
got up today, walked the dogs, and then I had another sleep from down.
Yes.
I'm just knackered.
No, you'll need to do that, Kareem, and especially with what you've been through with all that discomfort. And how are the joints doing?
They're okay. They're a lot better. When I had COVID, it felt like I had the booster jag again.
Yes.
So I was quite glad that the second time I had it, that was the effect it had on me. And you've got immunity for they say up to 3 months.
Right.
So hopefully, if they're going to put the booster jags out again, by that time I could get another one. So
excellent stuff. And tell me this, see, when you had the joints, did you get a kind of buzzy feeling and a weakness in the wrists and things like that?
It just felt like they were grinding, so it was more in my knees and my elbows, and it was just felt very painful. Think of it if you had a really hard training in rugby and you've been on a lot of tackling.
Yeah, absolutely. And you sort of you're walking home like John Wayne.
So, but I mean, it affects everybody different. So, but I'm glad that it's done. I've got immunity for a few months, and just to keep myself sanitize hands.
Wonderful.
Myself, you know.
Yes, absolutely. Just very briefly, I'm getting asked if I'm watching the boxing in the middle of the world's top talk show. Are you watching the boxing? Thank you to Scotty from Kirsty, and good evening from sunny Govan. Fantastic, Ray. Lovely to have you with us. And Chris says, hi, Scotty, Kareem and Susan. So that's rather good. Kareem, what we've had this week is a visit to Perth by the prospective candidates for Prime Minister. And I was saying to people about when Liz Truss has said, ignore Nicola Sturgeon. And I said, the best thing to do with Nicola Sturgeon is ignore her, said Liz Truss. And I thought, you know, how very basically rude. And if anything, that makes you think definitely not a candidate for a prime minister where they're going to have to do some serious grown-up negotiation with the First Minister of Scotland. And I thought to myself, you know, if neither of these candidates have got the presence and the experience and the leadership qualities of Nicola Sturgeon, you know, it's quite interesting to see that, and I would never have that. And then I had pinned my hopes on Rishi, since, you know, we're spoiled for choice. It's one or the other. And I'd pinned my hopes on Rishi, and then he said, I want to take Nicola Sturgeon on and beat her. Now, what kind of way is that to start a negotiation?
Well, I think, Scottie, both of them are trying to talk up the unionists that we have up here in Scotland, but I don't think they're doing a very good job about it. If they were smart, they would be singing along the tune that we'll be working very close.
Yes.
We understand the SNP are for nationalism,
yes.
for independence.
I'm hoping to have a lot of chats with Nicola and to see if we can find some kind of middle ground here.
Yes. You know, but I just think it just shows you how, it shows you now how out of touch. But Scottie, we've always heard this, that Westminster's out of touch. It's getting further
very out of touch. I mean, just not picking up on the vibe at all. And not thinking, you see, if they were really switched on and the Tories wanted a presence in Scotland, or the Labour Party wanted a presence in Scotland, you know, something better than what they've got in the political wilderness, then their best bet would be to back independence and say, well, we're in the ring as well.
Well, if they should maybe not to back independence, but back the referendum and come up with the arguments, well, why do you want to stay in the union?
Yes.
And I think some people would respect that more rather than going down this road. No referendum. You don't want a referendum, when quite clearly, democratically, Scotland has voted for it and is crying out for one. So let the debate begin and let's get this referendum on its way.
Yes, let's get it on its way and see what's what, and then, you know, we'll see what the result comes up. And also all these pathetic arguments for the union, like it's not the right time. Scotland decided in 2014. That was a lifetime, once in a lifetime generation. Since then, we've had Brexit. So you can't suddenly move the goalposts, and Scotland absolutely detests the concept of Brexit, and quite rightly so. And, you know, you can't move goalposts like that and not expect to get further reaction.
So if we have a general election, that's it forever. No, we're allowed to change
Yeah, that's it. You can never change. No, if you've elected one in, they have to stay forever. Just a lot of nonsense.
Yes. Well, look at, is it Northern Ireland that it's within their constitution, or it's written somewhere that they are legally allowed a referendum every 7 years?
Yes. Yes,
every
absolutely.
7 years. So do you hear every time now, you've heard now we need another, the referendum can have one in 2 years' time.
Yes.
But we heard that in 2018, 2019. Now is not the time, have one in 4 years' time. We've reached that, and it just seems to be have one in the future, have one in the future.
Yeah.
What is key, Scottie, is whoever's going to become this Prime Minister will be taking back so much power. And you had a Lord recently saying it is morally wrong to have referendums. So I think if that's the mentality that's happening down south, that they're thinking it's morally wrong, we're taking more and more power back, it's practically going to be impossible to hold a referendum. That's not a...
Yeah, but remember, it's always going to be wrong from Westminster's point of view, because they're the losers if Scotland goes independent.
Correct.
So it's always going to be wrong. They'll come up with any sort of stuff, scream and kick and shout and all the rest of it, anything at all, because also they don't realise that the union is a very, very, very flawed piece of legislation. You know, and it needs to be, even at the very worst case scenario, put right.
Well, not to go into detail about it, but we'll leave that for the courts.
Yes.
Is it September time, or when? I'm not sure when they're going to come up with a decision. But whatever the outcome is going to be, there has to be a backup plan up here. And I think there will be. I think that I read very briefly earlier on that within the Scottish, the ministers, etc., within the Parliament, there has been a vast amount of paperwork on the referendum now and independence within the last few months compared to
yes, and they need to be looking at the treatment as in the Macron report, which I would imagine you've read about the oil and what have you. There was a guy trying to say, but that was American companies, they took the money. No. This country, the 4 countries of the EU, but Westminster, took the money. And did very, very well out of the oil setup. And then somebody's saying, but now they're saying they want away from oil and gas. Well, of course, that's driven by the carbon footprint.
Well, I've spoken about this before, Scottie, and I've always said up in Scotland, people don't learn straight away. They need to learn the hard way. And come this October, regardless, whatever extra help is given, it's still not going to be enough for the gas and electricity increases, which is not needed. This is pure greed and profit, when the rest of Europe, I think, had a 4% cap, whereas Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, Wales are having to have up to a 200% increase. 200, I don't think anywhere in the world, regardless if you're going to talk about Ukraine or even Russia. Now look at Germany that had most of its supply from Russia. They've not jumped up 200%.
No, and I think a lot of it has been caused by Joe Biden's policies in America as well.
Well, they keep printing a lot of money when they shouldn't be, and I think this is going to be interesting when when the presidential race comes, which I do think Trump will probably more than likely become president again, and it could be interesting because he could possibly be the first person ever, president, to have been lost it and come back in and have a double term. So that would have been 3 terms in total.
Absolutely right. And then, of course, there's still a lot of controversy. Did he actually lose it, or was there a bit of skullduggery?
Well, I think maybe for him, he'll probably be glad when he becomes president again that he lost, because he's got the truth to back up. Well, look, you've had 4 and a bit years with the other party. Look how everything has just gone down the drain. Now we're back in power. We'll get things on the mends. Now, don't get me wrong, every policy they've had didn't agree with, but that's what it's American politics at the end of the day. And hopefully, if Nicola becomes First Minister in an independent Scotland, she will build a relationship, which I think she will, because obviously Trump is here with his golf course.
Oh, yes.
Golf courses,
there's a lot of things could be done with America and Europe. You see what I mean? And it shouldn't be mutually exclusive.
Yeah. I think we've got a lot of potential on the world stage, but I think a lot of the Scottish people have to wake up and see that potential and stop living and putting their head in the sand. But as I said, after this winter, when we've got estimated 45 million Scottish people are going to be in fuel poverty after this winter.
There's just no excuse for that at all. No excuse at all. Do you know what I mean? As I say, Scottish people should have almost free energy. By all means, pay an admin fee, but it should be almost free energy.
Yeah. Well, it's going to affect everything. This recession is going to be pretty big when it hits. I think I'm not letting on. I actually think we're already in this recession.
Well, we've been in recession, I would say, for 12 years. I mean, we had austerity to kick off the Tory administration. And then it's just been downhill since then. Now, when I say we've been in recession, the bulk of the people have been in recession. The very wealthy have done extremely well out of the plight of the people.
Well, whenever the recession looms, you notice all big business, what happens is they start to make people unemployed. We're going to shrink. We're going to make merge departments. So unemployment rises because that's an opportunity for them to let's save more money and let's make more money. So that's you're going to be seeing a lot of that as well. And I witnessed that. I'm not going to say the name of the supermarket, but when I was a student, you've seen this very well-known one. The structure was they used to have department managers. That was done away. And now they have like supervisors that get an extra 20, 30p an hour to do a manager's job. It's just, it's horrible how you see everything happening, just getting shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. It shouldn't be that at all. Shouldn't be that.
Absolutely. No, good. Kareem, quality call as ever. Lovely to hear you.
Listen, thank you, do. Get a good rest and we'll speak next week, Scott.
We will indeed. All the very best. Have a good week, Kareem. Top man. There we are. That's our Kareem. Always an excellent call, guys. Yes, of course, there's mentions of politics and all the rest, but no party politics. Just fantastic. Now then, let's get your comments going on the old TikTok and the YouTube here. Happy birthday to my mate, Chad. To support a second indie. So there we are. It fell to less than a third. No, Danny, stop talking nonsense. There we are. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for following, guys. Thank you. How are you doing, says Sandy? Dinky do, Sandy. I remember when I watched you live. Bye, Scottie. Nice seeing you. Thank you, Michael. Lovely seeing you. Hello, Sir Scottie. Right, who have we got here? Hang on, loves. You're live at Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, how are you doing?
How are we doing? Who's that?
It is Archie from Scottish Borders.
Archie from the Borders. We've missed you. We loved your calls.
I've been very busy.
All right. No, I quite understand. Fabulous to hear you and dinky do.
Thank you, do. I've been listening for a few days. I've been waiting to make a call.
Excellent stuff. What's happening with you, Archie?
I have been sitting exams, so I have been very busy.
Good. And when do you get the results?
I got them last week.
Good. And were you happy?
A's.
Oh, woo!
There we go.
Well done, sir. Yes, well done. That's great stuff. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good.
I have 1 year left.
Good. Right, 1 year left, and then next on with the next step. Onwards and upwards, Archie.
Onwards to the next step. That's it.
Keep going. Learn all the time. I'm still doing it, and I'm at least 5 years older than you.
Oh yeah.
That's excellent news.
Learn something listening to Scottie McClue.
Yes, very good for you. I could tell you that. Yes, and it's very good for me to be listening to you. Do you see how it works?
Absolutely.
Now then,
teach each other.
What's happening in the real world?
Exactly.
What are you thinking? Now, Archie, your generation are very, very pivotal at the moment. When I was your age, it was very much the middle-aged and the older folk were the people. And you couldn't really get moving terribly well because of that. Now, your generation are the next lot. What are you thinking about what you're living in?
I believe that there's a lot of pressure being put on young people these days.
Mm-hmm.
And universities getting pushed too much.
Mm-hmm. Is this post-COVID?
That's a topic I feel strongly about.
Right. This is post-COVID. You think they're trying to make up for what was lost?
I think so, yeah. I think there's not enough people going into trades.
Right. So we need more apprentices, joiners, plumbers, painters and decorators.
Yep.
Electricians, yes, absolutely. All these very important trades for things we can actually use.
Definitely.
I'm right up for that. Yes, build up the apprenticeships. What do you think of the old, I mean, I'm not being political per se, but what do you think of the kind of political framework that you guys are operating within?
Well, I personally am more on the left-wing spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like what the Conservatives are doing, but I also don't feel like Labour's that much better a choice. I think we should be independent. A year ago, I didn't think so. However, seeing the state that England's in.
Now, Archie, this is interesting because, I mean, I was very pro-union 20 years ago, 25 years ago on the radio. I used to poo-poo the nationalists, and quite rightly too at the time, because they were pushing for a republic. Now, I feel if Scotland gets behind the monarchy as the head of state, and then politically, right, because the monarch's nothing to do with politics, she's apolitical, then politically starts to build a new Scotland. And Scotland independence is much bigger than any political party.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Do you know? I mean, this is a much, much bigger thing. And I think we need to be looking at that. Here's Mr. Pink says, hello, Sir Scottie. Scottish independence must happen. It's about time. So there we are. There's Jesse with us. Scotland needs independence, says Dylan. Scottie, missed you, old pal. Scottie, I'm here, says Jesse. Think you do, Jesse. Lovely to have you with us. And somebody sent me a beautiful red rose. And somebody has sent me an absolutely gorgeous hand heart. Isn't that beautiful?
Right.
On the old TikTok. Are you familiar with TikTok, Archie?
That's where I found you, Scottie.
Is that right? You came to us through the TikTok? Yes. I think I remember you saying at the time.
About a year ago.
That's
you were
right.
talking about women wearing white on their second marriage.
Yes.
That was the first live I watched.
And I think a TikTok is very much a way ahead.
I do think so. And I've noticed over the past year, your channel has grown a lot.
Yes, and hopefully we'll keep growing. I want to get it right up there because, I think what's been amazing is that TikTok has been by and large a young person's thing, and they've adopted an older person as one of their icons.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I can't see anything but positivity there.
Definitely, and I feel the good thing about your phone, Scottie, that everybody's welcome.
Everybody. We don't differentiate. We don't differentiate. If you're a human being and you can work a telephone or a well-behaved member outside the human race, you're very welcome.
That's bang on.
Lovely talking to you, and we will catch up again soon. And listen, many congratulations on your success. Keep it going.
That's much appreciated.
Dinky do, all the very best. Archie from the Borders. Thanks, Archie. What a fine fellow. You're live at Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
You're live at Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello.
Hi, Scottie.
Hello.
Hello, Scottie. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, you'll need to turn down the background.
Oh, sorry. I had you on I spoke to you probably about 3 months ago on Facebook.
Right, who's that?
It's Bill. I don't know if you remember me. I used to phone in from time to time.
Oh, fantastic, Bill. Yes, and roughly, where are you based?
I've just been busy.
No, where are you based, roughly?
Oh, I'm in Liverpool. Actually.
Right, Bill in Liverpool. That's all we need to know. That is fabulous. We love the bones of Liverpool.
How are you doing, Scottie?
Hey, I'm fine, mate. Lovely to hear from you. And Dinky do, I'm so glad you've caught us again.
Yeah, I spoke to you about 3 months ago, and I haven't seen you since. I don't know whether I lost a link to your page.
You must have lost a link because we pop up every Saturday night. And I don't know, are you watching on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm watching on TikTok, believe it or not.
On TikTok, you'll get us on TikTok, you'll get us on YouTube, and I think still at the moment you'll get us on Twitch at Scottie_McClue.
Yeah, I just thinking what a time we're living in at the moment and stuff like that. I've been thinking recently, it's like with the bus strikes and stuff, and it's kind of since COVID and that, it's been quite a crazy time the past couple of years. I've been thinking to myself recently, what do you think?
How's Liverpool feeling about it? I mean, I adore the place.
Well, I think it's like mixed, isn't it? I mean, it's as I say, I just believe it's just a crazy time, isn't it? At the minute.
It is a very crazy time.
Get each other through it.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do. And of course, I don't think the Conservative Party's never been terribly popular in the Northwest,
Yeah. Well, thanks for taking me call, Scottie. I'll let somebody else go. Just want to say hello and see if you're doing well.
You're fantastic. And Dinky do love to the pool.
Dinky you do. Bye, Scottie.
Ta-ra, Bill. There we are. That's Billy from Liverpool. That is just fantastic. Now, lots and lots of comments here, guys. Let's see if we can get some through. Tony Mack says hi to Alan Hall. There's Locke says hi, Scottie. Hi, Scottie. Good to hear you, buddy. Andy Frush, Dinky Doo. You're live at Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
Hello, Scottie. It's Tom here.
Hello. How are you, Colin?
Tom, sorry, Scottie.
Tom.
Aye.
Tom, Dinky Doo, Tom.
Aye, Dinky Doo.
I thought you
How's
said
it going?
Colin.
It's nobody thought. It's not right, Scottie. How's it going?
No bother. Tom, where are you again?
I'm in just near Edinburgh, Scottie.
It got you. Fantastic. Lovely to hear from you. Are you enjoying the phone in?
Aye, well, I just tuned in, Scottie. It's been a while since I watched you, so I just thought I'd give you a wee call.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of patter, like.
It'll not do you any harm at all. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Nah, not at all, eh?
Fantastic. And what's happening in Edinburgh?
Well, I've not actually. I don't live in Edinburgh. I live just nearby, but I'm going in tomorrow to see the festival.
Wonderful. Somebody was saying the other day, tell me what you think about this, Tom. Somebody was saying that the Fringe, obviously it's going to be going for some time, but that people were now being made on social media, and there wasn't the same requirement to appear at the Fringe. Have you heard that?
No. I mean, I've not really been following it. Obviously, I've seen a few videos of people, and it looks like it's very, very busy. Because obviously I haven't had it for a couple of years because of COVID. Of
course, absolutely. And it's a great atmosphere. I mean, I've taken part in the Edinburgh Festival, was interviewed on Radio 4, appeared on Radio 4's Loose Ends, up at the Gilded Balloon, all that kind of stuff. Fantastic stuff.
I know, Scottie, that's the thing. I mean, it's the last one I was in 2019, and that was brilliant. We were just drinking. A bunch of us, but it was good fun. There's so much, Edinburgh's always a lively city, but when you go in the festival, it's just so much more lively, and there's stuff going on everywhere, and you don't need to be looking around for drama or entertainment, because it's all, it's all around you.
It's all there, and you could just wander in and enjoy yourself. Some people have got big audiences, some people less so.
Exactly, Scottie. Well, that's it. I mean, I'm just going in tomorrow, so hopefully it'll be quite. I haven't been in yet. I've been dying to get in, so I'm going with a friend tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be good fun.
Well, listen, all the best, Tom. Lovely to hear you, and thanks for calling in.
Nice to see you. Scottie, I've just got a quick question.
Go on.
A bit random probably, but are you a fan of Robert Louis Stevenson's books?
Yeah, massive fan. How did you?
Kidnapped.
Yes.
Yes, it's such a good story, isn't it?
Alan Breck.
Exactly, and then Davy Balfour.
David Balfour.
I've watched the film. There's a few film adaptations, and I've watched them all. It's just such a good story, and it's the setting that I love so much in the Highlands.
Yes, I love when the old boy at what's the house called? The House of Shaws.
The House of Shaws, yes.
And the old boy, well, you'll probably see, I did a couple of RLS's poems up on the TikTok.
Well, it's a great story. I just love. I think anyone who likes Scotland should read the book.
Should read Kidnapped. All of these Treasure Island's another belter.
Yeah, well, I watched a documentary on him recently, and I had no idea what his life was like. But his life was very, very adventurous.
It was a wee soul. He had a terrible time as well, health-wise. But he went to the South Seas.
Tuberculosis or something.
Yes, and his family were the Stevensons, the lighthouse people.
Yes, that was exactly what literally in this documentary. That was what it's all about.
Yep, absolutely fantastic. Well, have you got Scottie McClue's TikTok?
I think I've seen you on TikTok, yes.
Right, if you get on it at Scottie McClue and you look at the Scottie McClue videos, last week you'll see a couple of RLS's poems.
All right, I'll have a check out of that, Scottie.
Hey, did you do Escape at Bedtime? Yes, that's what, and Leary the Lamplighter.
Aye. Well, that's very nice speaking to you, Scottie. Hopefully you have a nice evening and keep on the good work.
Bless you, Tom. All the best. Dinky do, lad.
Right, all the best. Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you, do, my man. What a fine fellow. My goodness, we're busy tonight. Scottie, are you being sponsored by Alberstroke SNP? Danny, what a very, very rude thing to say. You know that McClue is 100% apolitical. and certainly never party political. Okay, I'm just giving you the facts. Logan says, I hate politics. Never hate anything, Logan, or you're shutting off an avenue of learning. You're probably saying you hate them because you don't understand them, but you would probably love it if you understood it. Dinky do. Absolutely, Carlos. Now then, what number do we phone? The number is in front of you on the YouTube channel, 01416289795. Hi, Scottie. I went to the Tory hustings in Perth. So there we have it. I wouldn't trust Rishi, says J.D. Donnelly. Who else have we got? Dinky do, Scottie Tristan. Dinky do, fit like Scottie Loon. Smiley Jim. Faberdeen, fit like yourself. Who's your dues? I say to you. Hello from Jersey and the Channel Islands. Loving the show as usual. James, thank you. I saw a man running after a bottle of whiskey earlier. I guess you could call him a whiskey chaser. We love it. Right, here we go. Hi, Scottie, good to hear from you. I think Trump hasn't just lost the American election. He's lost it altogether. He's very dangerous, in my opinion. Tony Mac, why do you say that? Right, do tell us if you think Joe's less dangerous. It's not free energy. How much do you think it costs to make and erect a turbine? No, I know that's expensive, but once that's been paid for and you're getting free Scottish wind for your turbine, we should be able to get ourselves into the black from the red. I say to you, there we are. The Scots certainly shouldn't be paying fortunes. USA suppressed my talents. So there we are. Their loss. Nice one, Scottie. Great to hear an intelligent caller. This guy sounds like he's making sense. F document. Kareem always makes sense. Hello, Sir Scottie McClue. Hello, Streaky. Surprises me so few views. Then I remember he's got tons of viewers on other platforms simultaneously. Of course, Hopolo. Who have we got here? I'd call, but my vocals aren't quite right yet after my minor stroke. I'm on the mend, however. Neil, always free to call anyway, because, you know, the way you speak is the way you speak. And, you know, everybody would 1,000% understand. Hello from Glasgow, Scotland, says Thomas Hamilton. Diggity Tam. There we go. Must be lead. Must be lead, says Chris. Not sure what that means. Huge turbines in Shetland. Absolutely, of course there are. Hello, says Gary. Hello, Gary from Ireland. Lovely to have you with us. Glad, lad, you remembered. Of course, Smiley Jim remembered. A litre of lead is heaviest. A litre of lead or a litre of lead or a litre of booze. You're a gentleman, Sir Scottie. Smiley Jim. You're very, very kind. To the telephones, guys, if you've just joined us, you're welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch at Scottie_McClue. We're live on Facebook Live. And we're live on Scottie McClue's LinkedIn Live. We've set a goal of hand hearts, and we've already received one. I thank you. Everyone should respect everyone else. Well, nowadays, this is what my phone in is about. It's big for respecting all the different opinions, you know, but we do get some very silly ones that are not opinions. They're just daft, you know, and they have to be talked up, I say. Yes, a litre of feathers or a litre of lead. It should be a ton of feathers or a ton of lead. That's the one. And of course, they're both the same, aren't they? There we are. If you've just joined us, friend has just joined us. Friend, I can't thank you enough for your generosity the other night on TikTok. And as you know, we never, ever ask for anything. Scottie McClue is always free at the point of delivery. And nobody really has any complaint about that, or even any right to complain about that if you're getting it for nothing. But if anybody is feeling flush or feeling generous, we can always use a small amount of gifts. And certainly we've got the hand hearts open tonight. You'll see it in the middle of my badge there. And somebody's already given us 2 hand hearts. Thank you very much, Andy boy. And thank you, Fizzbomb, as well. Dinky-doo. How fantastic is that? Thank you, Fizzbomb. Thank you, Andy boy. There we are, dinky do. Let's have your comments on things you want to discuss. Welcome to everybody worldwide on the internet phone in. It's very, very humbling, guys. Dinky do, Scottie McClue, Stephen. Dinky do to you. How lovely to have you with us. And a very, very warm welcome. Now, what are we thinking of the shenanigans during the week? Did anybody else attend the Perth hustings? We've just had somebody on from the Perth hustings, and we liked that. That was interesting. When comparing two items, use append the adjective with er and est when comparing three or more items. So which is the heaviest? Which is the heavier? There we are. Excellent stuff. Very good. Nice bit of grammar there from our H7O Polo, our resident grammarian, live on Scottie McClue. Scottie McClue is known worldwide. Mr. Pink. We have found out Scottie McClue is known to 2 billion people. That's over a quarter of the world's population. McClue gets it. I do. I'm a grammarian. A Hibby or a Jambo, Scotty? JD, I think your best bet would be to go and see them both play and then just make a decision. And it's not cast in stone. I mean, you might support the Jambos one week and the Hibs the next week, depending on how it's all going. I like to support the winning team. There's Sarah Bash. Says, hi, Scotty. Hi, Sarah. A very warm welcome to the TikTok and to the Saturday night phone-in. Guys, the lines are open if anybody wants to ring in. The number is 01416289795. Tony says, just want to give the amazing nurses and medical staff great credit. They've always looked after me well. We need to protect our NHS. Free healthcare to everyone at the point of the need. Absolutely, Tony. And I think there are problems at the moment, especially with the incumbents coming in or threatening to come in as Prime Minister. Every day is a school day for Scottie followers. We will always be learning on here. We come here with open minds, I say to you. What happened to Facebook Live, Scottie? It should still be going, Stephen. Check it out. Guys, can we check Scottie McClue on Facebook Live and see if it's still going? Right? It should be on there. Have you checked it, Stephen? Are you on Facebook right now at Scottie McClue? Although Facebook did tidy up some of the pages recently, and I'm hoping that they've got it on the right one. Anybody watching on Facebook right now, do tell us. What football team do you support? Well, Rangers FC, I support a variety of teams. Yes, indeed. Hi from Dumfries. Finn R. How lovely to have you with us, Faye Dumfries. You're a Dunhamer son. We used to watch you with my pal. Ah, right, Stephen, I see what you mean. Excellent stuff. I was just saying, if anybody's on Facebook, check that it's all going out properly. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, as I say, we never ask for anything, but we've got some hand hearts as a goal. Can you see them sitting in the middle of my badge there? And if anybody can run to a hand heart, pop one in there, that would be great. The subtitles on your Facebook Live calls you Scottie McClue instead of McClue. Well, they shouldn't. No, I'll tell you why that happens, Tony. They're running off the vocals. And they won't have a vocal for McClue, so they will say McClure, I would think. I got to start rolling my R's like you. Yes, you do, H7O Polo. It's the right way to speak. Gary says, I'm a Celtic fan. Well, there's nothing to be ashamed of in that, Gary. I think what we should do is put Rangers and Celtic together. And then you've got Glasgow United. What about that? Get rid of any rivalry. Hand hearts, are they the same as love hearts? Well, Stephen, I don't know. I know we've got two of them. That would be wrong, says Streaky. Why would it be wrong, Streaky? Be nice to get rid of any of the false rivalry between Rangers and Celtic. There should be no rivalry at all because they're both of exactly the same religious background. There we are. So it shouldn't be a problem at all. And none of that should come into it. There we have it. Lots of likes. Thank you, Sarah. I've now got 1,800 likes. Guys on TikTok, can you watch the TikTok videos? They're all for you. And we want to see lots and lots and lots of them. Can everybody also follow me on TikTok? And can you get sharing? So I want 25,000 followers as soon as possible. What makes a good fish supper? I would say fish and chips. Fresh fish, freshly cooked. Fresh chips, freshly cooked. Little bit of salt. Very nice. There we have it, dinky do. Now, Robbie Hunter says your patter's excellent, fantastic. We love it. Thank you, Robbie. Dinky do. So we just send him doing the Swanee. I will send down the Swanee for being a dafty. There we go. Bye-bye, Robbie. Bye-bye, son. Bye-bye, Robbie. You've made a mess of that one. There he goes. Right, he's gone. Who else have we got? Stephen Dinky do. Fantastic. TikTok's for young people, isn't it? Yes, Seth Document. That's why I'm on it. I am essentially a young person. There we go. Now, who have we got here? Yo, Scotty. Yo, AB. Fantastic. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky do. Umberto's beautiful. Fantastic. Used to pop into Umberto's after the shows. Lovely. And the man himself was there serving you. What a gent. There we have Dinky do, I say. So lovely to have you with us. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Now then, I think TikTok's for absolutely any age at all. You know, it's just that social media does tend to sort of center around certain age groups for some reason, but I think that's life. You know, I think you can look at life and you'll find that it has demographics. You know, people work off demographics, but I appear just as an eternal youth. Opinions in Dunbar, Scotty. We love Dunbar, AB. Absolutely love it. And the West Barns. We love the West Barns as well. Fantastic. Now, who have we got here? Dinky do. Hi, Willie. Lovely to have you with us. And a very warm welcome. What's happening with all the comments here? There we have it. I'm just going to check out this one here. What do you think about Liz Truss saying she'll ignore Nicola Sturgeon? If she ignores her, she's ignoring the Scottish people. Of course, Tony Mac. It was shocking. I would have taken her out of the running just for that alone. How are you doing, big chap? Could you imagine it was the other way and people said the best thing to do with Liz Truss would be just to ignore her? You know? There'd be hell on. How do I remember you? Was it the radio? Yes, Selena. 35 radio stations. What area are you in? And I'll tell you if I used to pop up in your area. Dinky do, love you. Thank you, Kirsty. You're very, very kind. Very, very good of you. Hi, Scotty says, a good pizza. A good pizza. So good to have you with us. And Dinky do, you're a long-time listener. Put Scotty in charge of Scotland. Absolutely, Gary. Then you would see a huge positive difference right away. AB's asking about, do I like a certain brand of whiskey? I used to. I don't drink alcohol at all now. Scotty, for First Minister, were you on Real Radio? I was on Scott FM. Scott FM. And I was on Century Radio in the northwest of England. These were outstanding radio stations. Dinky do. Absolutely. Yes, of course I do. So there we have it. Hello to Tony Mac from Ellen. Dinky do. They're taking Nicola Sturgeon for a mug. It just won't do. Well, they'll not do that for very long, I can tell you. Have you been on West Sound? Have I been on West Sound? I used to be on Clyde 2 as well. That was amazing. I'm afraid to see Gaelic Scottish die as a language. Marina, Scottish Gaelic will never die as a language. The BBC in Scotland for many, many, many years was run by Gaels, you know, going right back to the fabulous Neil MacLean, you know, and then Finlay J. MacDonald. Do you remember Finlay J? Yes, wonderful stuff. Scott FM, that's it. That was it, Serena. That was Scotland's finest radio hour. Scott FM. Everybody loved that. And get on to the TikTok videos and see what's going on. Why have you for such an affection for the United Kingdom when they're holding your country back? Well, Mr. Pink, I have an affection for the United Kingdom, but I have my affection, if ever there was any, for the Union has totally died because Brexit has fragmented the United Kingdom. And I'm very sorry about that. But also, I think Scotland does need to be independent now. The Treaty of Union needs to be scrapped or completely rewritten. What I thought would be a very good idea for Scotland, you know the way doubting Thomases go, well, if you leave, you'll come back with your tail between your legs, all that stuff. I think we should say, let's leave for 10 years and see how it goes. And if it doesn't work out, we might come back, but on our own terms, not on Queen Anne's terms. Are you with me, guys? Would you be up for that? There we are. Jesus loves you, Daddy Gravy. Jesus doesn't just love us. Jesus adores us. Yes. There we are. You could say the language is documented in history. You could. Yes, indeed. Kamraha umaha. Hakama. Falchi falchi. Kida mila falchi. Don TikTok. Agus YouTube. Agus Facebook Live. Agus LinkedIn. Agus Twitch. Don SCOTTIE McCLUE. How about that? I was away then. That's right, Selena. That would be almost 28 years ago, I joined Scott FM. Almost 28 years ago. How amazing is that? I'm too young to know about the radio channel, Scotty. Well, Gary, this was a radio station that had set up. It was a fabulous radio station. And like all things when they're brand new, it was struggling a little bit to get the audience because the existing radio stations were so very good. And Scottie McClue came and joined them, and we had almost 250,000 people per half hour listening. Now, nowadays, they would just throw money at me if I agreed to come back and do all that again. Do you know what I mean? But that's not what it's about. What it's about is setting up proper media for the people of Scotland. That's where I am interested. So you basically share the same views as Scottish nationalists. Well, no, Scottish nationalists aren't all pro-monarchy. So they've got a bit to travel yet. Yes, they need to acknowledge that Her Majesty the Queen is our sovereign lady, the head of state for Scotland, that she's granted parliamentary sovereignty to the people of Scotland pro tem. She retains ultimate sovereignty. How often are you live? Well, Lewis, I'm going to work on this. I pop up random, but on a Saturday night, we're always live for 1 hour between 9 and 10 o'clock. So that's what we do there. So that's how often, but I've been live a few times this week, and the TikTok channel's growing tremendously. The YouTube channel is still the world's best kept secret. So I would ask every single TikToker, I know we don't cross-platform, but every single TikToker to check out Scottie McClue's YouTube channel and at least subscribe. Yes, and then we can get the videos out there. Are you a cup of tea or coffee drinker, Scotty? Finn, I haven't had coffee for 42 years. But I am a tea drinker, and I have a beautiful cup of tea, Yorkshire tea tonight. It's either Yorkshire tea or Earl Grey. Oh, that's lush. You just reminded me there to have a sip of tea. Lovely. Loved phoning you to get my man. Shout out to the Bar Ale. Oh, Ayrshire chick. Absolutely. We used to do that. Do you remember? Because the boys in the big house had their radios. Anthony says, my mammy loved your radio station. Well, it was a beautiful, beautiful radio station. Nothing should ever have been allowed to happen to that radio station. It should have been put in trust. There's Giuseppe Bascetti. Says, I love Yorkshire tea too. See, Bascetti. Giuseppe Bascetti. Dinky do, big guy. How the devil are you? Paul. How lovely to hear from you, and a very, very warm welcome. Dinky do, I say. Okay, I get you, Scotty. Therefore, I'd say I share very similar views to you, sir. You see, Mr. Pink, Scottish independence is much, much bigger than any political party. But up until now, only the SNP have gone for it and eschewed the union. You see what I mean? So I think if the Conservatives want to have a say in the future of Scotland, or the Labour Party want a say in the future of Scotland, and they want to come out of the political wilderness where they were booted into after letting us down in 2014. Now, had I been running Labour in 2014, I'm afraid I would have done a very naughty thing and cut Westminster adrift and backed independence for Scotland. That would have given the Scottish National Party a good run for their money. Interesting at the time, although Alex Salmond, who was the leader at the time, was a very, very charismatic leader and still is, you know. My mother's saying hi, she's free Fife. Hi, Mother, dinky do. I'm away to sub you on YouTube. Selena, you're very kind. You'll get it as Scottie McClue, Voice of the World, radio talk show. So a nice piece of humility in the title. Guys, if you've sent me a hand-held heart, and you can see there's a little goal there at the top of the TikToks, thank you for that. Thank you very much. Scotty, who's winning the boxing? I don't know, Aaron. I don't box. Well, I suppose I do, but I box in a sense of language. There we are. I'm a black belt in karaoke. Would you not make a new radio company? Well, the problem, Gary, is there are so many radio companies now, and they're all vying for the one audience. And the reason Scottie McClue is so successful is because I do talk shows. And everybody who's not into just listening to the same song played on a loop is into listening to Scottie McClue's talk show. And that's where we're on an absolute winner. Yorkshire for the win. Jay's just followed us. Thanks, Jay. Guy, everybody follow us, please, guys, as soon as you possibly can. Kevin says you haven't got any older. You're real. Yes, Kevin, no, I haven't got any older. The beard's gone a bit grayer, but I didn't have the beard then, of course. I was clean shaven. And this can come off. The only thing is my skin is a little bit dry, and it doesn't look too good just with the dry skin. So there you have it. So I get a big sort of red angry patch if I shave off the beard, although it was beginning to disappear. But the problem is the more you scrape your face again, the more it sort of just carries on the carry on. Right, let's see what you lot are saying here. Guys, the lines should be open. Do you want me to open the lines? There we are. Telephone lines are open. If anybody wants to come on, you're very, very welcome. Let's see what's going on here, guys. Lots and lots of feedback from you. Yes, that's excellent stuff. We've done that. Yes. I was told at school, says Tony Mac, this is amazing, guys, I have lazy R's in my speech. I thought they meant I was too lazy to get more exercise. Lazy ass. Well, you can have a weak R, of course. So instead of saying pray, you might say pray. Let us pray. Because you've got a weak R, you see. But not everybody rolls their R's. I could tell you. You should be the Minister for Broadcasting. And would you give me a job? Well, Tony, of course. We'd find something good for you to do. Where's the machine, Scotty? What machine, Steve? Steve's on LinkedIn. Steve, lovely to have you with us on LinkedIn. It's just great that all the LinkedIners are on there. Verbal karate. That's it, H70 Polo. Verbal karate, we do. We love it. I found them in TikTok. Selena, I would say TikTok's the way ahead. I really would. I think it's outstanding. It was a bit strange at first because people couldn't understand that my lives were so kind of practiced, if you like, not practiced, just so real. Because people were just discovering going live on TikTok and were giving wee funny giggles and things like that. Or just sitting until people joined them. And of course, why would you join somebody who's just sitting? I remember you on Hallam FM, Bobby Brown Pants. Remember Bobby Brown Pants? What are you reading off? I'm reading off the chat from YouTube, from Facebook Live, from Twitch. Dinky Doo Scotty, my man, who's the greatest, Elvis or S Club 7? Well, Ross, you know they're both very, very good. I think, if I remember right, Jimmy Shand was actually bigger than Elvis. So have a look at that, guys. There we are. Hi, Chris. Stinky Doo. Yeah, so Selena's now on YouTube. Don't know how to work TikTok, says Chris. Well, come on, Chris. Get on with it and find out. I didn't know either. Good night. Sleep well, Scotty and Kareem. Dinky Doo. Susan. Susan likes to push off a minute early, so we let her go so she's not caught in the rush. Good night, Susan, and God bless you. Lovely to have you with us, and a big Dinky Doo. What a fabulous show tonight. Can you speak Polish? And no, although I would be, what would I be in Poland? In Germany, I would be Scottie von McClue. And in Poland, I would be, I'll have to have a think. I'll have to brush up my Polish. Good night, sleep well. Good night, Tony Mac. You take great care of yourself. Regards to Mrs. Mac, I say to you. Fantastic. Guys, we're going to have to go. Dinky Doo. Night-night to our beautiful, beautiful TikTokers. Taralas, take care of your dear selves. There we are. They've had to go, the TikTokers. We love them. Right, that's that. However, our beautiful YouTubers are still with us, our LinkedIners, our Facebook Livers, with us, and our Twitchers. Guys, go and have a look at the Scottie McClue Twitch account. It's brand new, Scottie_McClue. And it would be good to have your input on that. Later, says H70 Polo. Laters, guys. I'll sing you the goodbye song. Are we ready? Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir and a cheerio. Good night, my darlings. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I've enjoyed being with you. Join us next Saturday, God willing, weather permitting, GWWP at 9 o'clock sharp through until 10 o'clock. Fantastic. That's the internet phone in, 1 hour on a Saturday night. Set all your permissions. Subscribe to Scottie McClue on YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. Watch all the videos and have fun. Scottie McClue says to every single one of you, thanks for watching. Dinky Doo. Stick out your tongues and say ta-ta.